Okay, before we get into this video, I just want to say the audio quality is a bit weird. I'm trying to figure stuff out, but it just wasn't great. And also, I keep almost saying that sniping is really bad, but what I actually mean is one-shots are bad. I don't like one-shots. If you take this as I don't like long-ranged heroes, then it'll sound stupid. Trust me, while you're watching it, try imagine every time I say sniper, I say one-shot, and you'll have more fun. So, enjoy. Okay, we're still standing up, but I did shock mount the mic, so picking it up would just be really annoying to unshock mount it and then just carry it around. So we'll do this for now. But welcome. Today we're talking about snipers. Snipers in Overwatch, right? Snipers are a part of Overwatch. Unfortunately, or fortunately to some, because some people really enjoy these characters, there are actually quite a few people that enjoy snipers, believe it or not. So before I get into this, I just want to say we're very close to 1,000 subscribers. If you would like to subscribe, that'd be very great. I'd love to reach it by the end of this month. We are very close. So just consider hitting that button if you enjoy the video. So yeah, let's get right to it. My first point is they are feast or famine. If you don't know what that means, it means that I don't necessarily know the exact definition of the term, right? But it kind of means they kind of do everything or they do nothing. There's no middle ground really to snipers, you know, because you're either one-shotting and insta-killing everyone, or you're missing all your shots and literally no one dies. I don't think this playstyle is very fun to play against, right? I think personally people would rather have a more consistent fight. So someone like Ashe, for instance, isn't fully a sniper. She's like just a kind of medium-ranged semi-automatic rifle type of person. She's great, very well designed. To play against Ashe, you're expecting sort of the same thing each time. You're sort of expecting a bit of this chip damage, the occasional headshot here and there that gets you really low, then you have to take cover and heal up or whatever, or she, hits a really good two-tap out of nowhere, stuff like that. And she has dynamite to just help. That is more predictable and easy to play against, and she doesn't always just literally feel like she's doing nothing, but she doesn't always feel like she's absolutely taking over the lobby. Obviously, if you are the best player in the world, yes, you will, and if you are the worst player in the world, you will also do nothing. But the character is a lot more predictable and easy to understand. That is how most characters should be, and most characters are. But the Widowmakers and the Hanzos, and those are really your two snipers. And the idea of sniping in general in Overwatch kind of goes against that. You don't want that, really. Sure, in a game like COD, where it's team deathmatch, everyone's running about, and you just respawn within the first, 4 seconds and try to kill another person. You get sniped out, whatever, go back. All games like tag shooters, like Valorant, Siege, or CS, these type of games, sniping makes sense because everything's one-shot anyway. Like an AK is going to one-shot you to the head anyway. The AWP feels a lot more worth it because it's, it's an expensive weapon, it's a big investment. If it kills you, it's whatever. And if you kill that person, they miss out on it's 4,800 or something. It's crazy. They miss out a lot of money, right? That works. But I find in hero shooters, it's a bit iffy if a sniper should really truly one-shot. A good example of sniper, in my opinion, would be someone like actually Strix, or whatever his name was, from Paladins, is a sniper who is able to shoot a lot quicker and quick scope and not have to charge up his shot, but he's more of a two-tappy long range character, which I think actually works quite well in that game. Feast or famine means the characters are annoying to play against and with. You kind of don't like it when someone locks Widow on your team, because it's very much a thing of this is either going to go like free game, or this is going to become everyone else has to do something while this guy fucking sits in the back and doesn't hit a shot for 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those. But the problem with Feast or Famine is that guy in the back who sat there for 5 minutes not hitting a single shot. One time, one bullet's going to connect. Boom. Boom. Honor's dead. You win the fight. It's so unfun to play against. The way it is like, yeah, sure, Honor should have eventually died, but the fact that the Widow essentially did no damage and suddenly one-shot her feels really bad. When you're out of position and a soldier perfectly tracks you as you walk across and he kills you, you go, do you know what? I was stupid. But the Widow's missing shots, and so you kind of get this false I'm fine, and then when you do die, you go, oh, my broken character, it's stupid. I peeked for a second and died. But really, you'd been on that Widow's radar for a while. They just only connected the one shot, which sucks. It leads to volatile matchups as well. It's sort of like sometimes, the games are just back and forth. Anyway, that's Feast or Famine. On to my next point. I don't think Overwatch is the right game for a sniper. I just don't think it makes any sense. There's too much happening. There's just too much congestion and movement, and you got traces again, you jumping about, and it just doesn't really fit the sit back, patient, line up a shot, headshot type of thing. Even if people want to play it, I don't think it makes sense to be catered towards in Overwatch, because it just doesn't fit. You have characters like Reinhardt in the same universe of Widowmaker. I just don't think it really really fits that much. Now, this point sounds stupid. I'm editing here, and I'm like, that just sounds really dumb. It's not what I mean. I think it's okay to have a dynamic game that has characters like Reinhardt and Widow in it. I think that's actually what's really cool about Overwatch. Yeah, this sounds stupid. I kind of just mean more of like, I kind of just mean more of like the one shot doesn't fit in. I actually love the fact that we play a game that can have such a dynamic cast of characters. So yeah, this sounds stupid, but anyway. In a game that kind of just rewards positioning, game sense, and decision making, having a character or two characters that can kind of just sit a lot, like, you know, back and kind of get lucky shots and lucky random picks off of one headshot, kind of feels like, even if it isn't true, it's rewarding just one shot over all the million other decisions you can make in a game, right? Like when I'm playing Brig or something and I'm trying to really set up my good close range angle, support my team from it, denying Tracer some space, it feels like there's a lot of decisions going through my head. And all those decisions can become null because a Widowmaker hit just one shot. Yeah, she might have been playing really well, but that one shot just feels horrid to play against. And that's why I don't think it fits into Overwatch that much. Say in CS, game with a sniper that one-shots body, if you beat the corner and you got sniped, that could have been an AK. That guy could have hit an AK headshot, but he happened to be running a sniper, and that's fine. That just, again, it's the same thing. You could have pre-fired that guy, probably. There's a world you could have done that, but you didn't. So it feels a lot more skillful. There's also odd point, but I think it's just really weird to have a sniper in this game. Like when you advertise Overwatch and you watch it go, you know, you watch like Winston's jumping in everywhere, Tracers, Balls, Genjis. You know, you got Lucio in the game, Juno and stuff, Mercy, and then you just have like a sniper. I just don't really see how that works. Again, I sound stupid here. I mean the one shot. I think the one shot is what I have a problem with. I think I love Ashe. I love Cassidy. I like Soldier. I like I like Sigma. Like these are static characters. I sound like I'm just glazing dive the whole time. I swear, guys, I do like the static characters as well. This sounds really one-dimensional. No, those characters are fine. Again, it's Widow having a one-shot and Hans having a one-shot that I have more of a problem with. I think one-shots don't fit the game. But I was very caught up in saying the word sniper. So, now, I don't hate Hanzo too much. Right? Hanzo's not too bad. I just don't think he needs the one-shot. I think there's a world we can work through Hanzo into getting rid of that one-shot and making him to more of that mid-range projectile hero that he could fit. But Freya fit that. And that's where we're going to go now. Why does Freya work? Why does Freya work? Ignore balance, ignore how annoying the character can be to play against. Is Freya a sniper? Not really, but she is a sniper. She's a mobile sniper. That sounds horrid, but why does it work? It does work. You have to admit, Freya is quite skillful and fair. Even if she is quite strong or can be quite annoying and oppressive, she is quite skillful and fair for a sniper. Reason being is because she doesn't have a true one-shot. She has a really high burst combo. If she headshots you with the right click, yes, you are basically almost dead, and just one more shot needs to land onto you. You get hit by that. Cover quickly, get healed quickly. There's a lot of choices you can make. If you get fully burst down by a Freya, she maybe just played it really well, or you were not in a great spot, you weren't aware of the Freya. Try ignore balance stuff here, just take it in a perfect neutral game or whatever. Freya doesn't just truly one-shot you out of nowhere. It does feel a lot more, that's a lot more skillful. But how is that then balanced? Widowmaker couldn't do that. Freya has so much mobility that she's able to move around these different places and take these really weird angles, because she can basically peek vertically way more than any other character ever could, right? Not just have a horizontal angle, a vertical angle. Well, it's great. Freya also isn't kind of a true sniper. She snipes because she has range and the gun's projectile when it blows the damage. But the fact that she has more of this Tracer style mobility with the dashes and the updraft and the slowing the time thing, she really does reward you for other aspects, right? Widow feels like a really mechanical player, can kind of pick up Widow and do really, really well. Whereas Freya does require some of that matchup knowledge, the game sense knowledge, the way to take angles, position, and rotations through the fight and understanding that. Whereas Widow can just kind of ignore a lot of that sometimes. But Freya requires that. So sometimes you get dicked on by Freya, but she is just kind of good at the game. You know what I mean? She feels a lot more skillful compared to the other characters. Even if they take skill, she feels almost skillful because she was hitting consistent shots and then she hit a really good one-shot combo. That feels so much better. Okay, my last point, this isn't too long of a video, I don't think, is about maps. I think snipers struggle because maps are so important to them. I think it's a problem when maps create team comps and have stronger heroes. I don't think that's a problem. I just think it's very extreme with snipers. These characters can feel extremely oppressive on Havana and Circuit and Junkertown, but will feel useless on stuff like Antarctic Peninsula, Oasis, and the entirety of Flashpoint. This just kind of can lead to these maps becoming unfun due to heroes, not map design. I think Havana is actually quite a fun map when you remove Hanzo Widow. So since we've got bans and Widow gets banned on Havana, I actually have been enjoying Havana quite a bit. Circuit, I think it's unfixable, but Havana is actually not too bad because I think there's a lot more angles and options and space to take compared to Circuit at least. But you remove the Widow and you end up with a way more dynamic map. Then having those maps where they're really weak, if you really enjoy a sniper, so you say you really enjoy Widow, you're going to only enjoy the game like half the time because you get these really poor maps for you. It just feels very, very unfun for both people involved. There's just no win in here. Obviously, the maps that are good for snipers are the ones that reward long sightlines. So Circuit Junk and Havana, right? And even stuff like King's Row with the long sightlines on second, it can really be played with Widow. She rewards an angle that only Widow and Hanzo can contest. This sounds like more of a problem with Widowmaker, but I think Hanzo is in on this, like one-shots and just the concept of snipers in general. But yeah, Widow is definitely the prime example, obviously, here. They play an angle that no one else can really contest apart from the sniper. Tracer, right, can be a really oppressive, annoying character. She controls these like shortish, ranged angles. Loads of people can contest and push Tracer off of those. Widow and Hanzo can play really far and be fine, and then what do you really do? They just kind of can one-shot you from here. You find it really hard to contest them, especially on these long-range maps. Do you know what I mean? That's where I think the problem comes in, when it feels like there's no counterplay. Even if there is, it feels hard to play, and it feels hard to counter. That's when I think there's a problem. Also, this is a really weird thing I noticed. I looked through all the maps on what would be good for like Widow and Hanzo. All the Escort and Hybrid maps are really long sides because of the way payload works. So that's also a weird volatileness. But anyway, lastly, it makes the hero hard to balance. If the maps are dependent, then the hero is really strong on these maps, which means they're really weak on other ones, which means their win rate overall might be actually lower than you think, even though they feel impressive, because maybe you got unlucky and you got a bunch of long sightline maps in a row. But yeah, it's weird like that. It's weird. In conclusion, I do get why people like snipers. I think it'd be very fun. I just don't think it fits this game very much. I think they could work at it. I don't think they are going to. A way to make snipers be good. I think they can fit the game if they balance them well to not need the one shot. Something like Freya was good. I even like that idea where Widowmaker headshot had like a poison tick so you could be healed or cleanse any of it instead of just a direct one shot. I think I like that idea more. I wouldn't mind Widow having a more nerfed grapple that she gets up more frequently and then can play and then gets like no fall off but gets less damage and a faster charge time. I wouldn't mind something like that. Then she becomes like a sniper, more similar to Ashe with good reposition potential. Or maybe you would want her fall off to actually still cap, because why would you give her good mobility and no fall off? You know what, whatever. I just think something like that could be better. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Enjoy, please like and subscribe. We are close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm sorry this video again is a bit rough. I've been a little iffy. I'm gonna change things up when we hit 1,000 subscribers. I've got a bigger an announcement video planned, but we should hit it. We should hit it. We just need to hit it. I'm live every now and then at twitch.tv/Pyroscope with 2 Ys and 2 Ds. You know, what can you do about the name? But yeah, tune in if you want to watch any maybe break gameplay, some Zen gameplay, or whatever I decide to play that day. And we'll start doing content on stream as well. So thanks for watching. Peace out. Peace and love. Enjoy your day.